I was trying to think of a way of how I could communicate best to you about what is happening with our family and how we are dealing and processing through the stuff with COVID. Because the reality is that all of us are dealing with it, and we are seeing our world, our churches, our governments, our family members, friends who are fearful. And it's really been somewhat discouraging from a pastor's perspective on watching what's happening around the world. But during this time, as we've been seeing my dad fight really for his life during this process of COVID and seeing all the things that are happening, and now he's on a ventilator, and automatically you get these texts, are you doing okay? Are you fearful? Is this the end? And all of that. And the truthful answer is we don't know. What we do know and we take comfort in, and where our hope is, and where we can encourage other people in, is knowing that God knew from the beginning of time the number of days that my dad was going to be here on the earth. And that's where our faith and hope is. And we know without a doubt that he's going to spend eternity in heaven. But I wanted to encourage you because there's something that I have been noticing that has been a discouragement to me, but now has become an encouragement. And it's taken this, I don't know if we call it an opportunity, but this tragedy in my dad's life to encourage me about the church. One of my favorite passages is in Romans chapter 1, and Paul is talking to the church of Rome, and he's telling them very specifically in verse 8, "First, I thank my God through Jesus Christ for all of you, because your faith is proclaimed in all the world." I think it's been pretty unique, the position that my dad has been in the last 8 years, in which he has been an encouragement to missionaries all over the world. And because of that encouragement, we are seeing thousands, maybe even tens of thousands, maybe even more than that, who have gotten on their hands and knees and are praying before the Lord. And we are showing a united front, which is exactly what we should be doing in this whole crazy scenario of COVID. So I wanted to encourage you by saying thank you. Thank you for being an encouragement to me. Thank you for being an encouragement to our family. When you think about this whole passage, as you go down to verse 11, it says, "For I long to see you, that I may impart to you some spiritual gift to strengthen you." You guys are strengthening us. That is, that we may be mutually encouraged by each other's faith. Thank you. I mean, there is no better description than this. But here's the message I think my dad would want us to hear as we go through this process of understanding and trying to figure out and make sense of what is happening and what God is doing through all of this. In verse 14, it says, "I am under obligation both to Greeks and to barbarians," meaning I am under obligation to the whole world, both to the wise and to the foolish. So I am eager to preach the gospel to you also who are in Rome. So how can we be confident? How can we have faith? How can we have assurance of the things that are to come? Well, our faith and our assurance is in the fact that Jesus died on the cross for us. Are we sad? Yes, we are sad. We're hurting on the inside, just like many people in our country are, because of what this disease has meant. But it would be a tragedy if we stopped trusting in God. It'd be a tragedy if we stopped doing the Great Commission. It would be a tragedy if Satan won. So I want to encourage you to keep praying. But not only keep praying, but live out those encouraging words that I know that my dad would be sharing with you if you were going through the exact same thing. We love you guys. Keep praying. And so glad that we have the body, the church, on our side, that we have God on our side.